Well, welcome, my fellow gray-haired monsters out there looking to recreate yourself in this new world. If you've come to the idea that the corporate world no longer finds you valuable, first understand that your wife and family still do. For some reason, as men, we kind of associate our life's worth with our income or our employ. And you're so much more than that. Everybody goes through things. I just heard about a close guy and somebody committing suicide and all that. And it's like, it's not all that important, guys. Let's just get this done. But you're in a great position in the golden era right now to go ahead and make a difference in people's lives, to live your mission, to live your purpose, to earn a good income and have a life like you used to when you were building up and all that stuff. So if you're starting over again after 50, after 60, and you're looking for hope, baby, you found it right here. So today's lesson is going to be on understanding that you are self-employed. Obviously, my big focus is getting people employed as individual contributors, salespeople in the home service industry. That's where you're most valuable. That's where people want you the best. That's where businesses respect and value what you have. Your life experiences help you. But you have to understand you're not working for a big company anymore. The processes and procedures that you are accustomed to is not in the small business world. It's just not there. Don't try to turn them into that, because that'll ruin everything. But what we're going to share today, this basic lesson on business structure, so you'll have an idea of when you're looking for employment, whether or not you found a company that's a good fit for you. And they're going to want you, but you're going to turn down more. You're going to turn down more than you're going to get. You're going to get a lot of offers, more, and you're going to be able to turn them down. They're going to want you, but you're going to recognize, because they don't have some basic things, that they're not ready for you. So this is what you need to know. Basic business stuff. This is your roadmap. If this is too small for you, zoom in. All right. All right. So this is everybody's business in the world. It's your roadmap. See, MAPS. It's your roadmap. Marketing, administration, production, and sales. That's everybody's business plan. And that's comforting to know that you have everybody's business. But I used to do it like this. I used to put you right here. So here you are at the head. And then there's administration, production, and then sales and marketing. But what I realize is a lot of people and a lot of companies combine sales and marketing. And when you get hired for your position, you're also required to market and get clients and get self-generated leads and all that, which is ultimately where you're going to wind up being. Ultimately, you're not going to need any of their leads. You're going to get your own if you hang out with me. However, at the beginning, when you're applying, you want to make sure that they have a distinct process for marketing. If marketing and sales were the same thing, first of all, they'd be spelled the same. But they're completely different technologies. And you need to have, I'll go on this side. If people, different things, right? So at the beginning, they are going to be providing the marketing. What marketing means for them is leads. What it means for you is leads, all right? Your job is to sell. So at the beginning, if you're just getting started in this world, your goal is to just become an expert in sales, all right? That's where you are. That's all you're concerned with. So what is an expert in sales? An expert in sales, and listen, there's a million different books. If you don't have books, I mean, this is actually the first sales book I ever got. It's probably 30 years old. This is from the Dale Carnegie course that I took. You'll develop your own library of sales books, but you need to become, an expert. I had to get a new bookcase because they're all on the ground right there. But all sales books. You'll become an expert, but for the purposes of this short video, These are the cycles of sales. And I got it directly out of this book from 100 years ago. This is your sales call, the things, the items, the areas that you need to become expert in. And that is attention, interest, conviction, desire, and close. People have different names for all these different things, but it goes like this. You need to be an expert at getting people's attention. What does that mean in your world? That means shaking hands like a real man. You know, that means looking people in the eye, for crying out loud. That means listening, not to come up with an answer, but just listening to understand. All those things that you know just from being alive and having gray hair and raising a family and going through problems and managing life. You need to know how to get attention, how to make a good first impression. Interest. Interest is when you're finding out, it's basically your discovery call. We're going to go through as you get more into this. We're going to talk, I have a whole video on a discovery call, but the discovery is really a lot more about asking questions, but the right type of questions to get them talking and to understand what their goal is. By the way, that's a little secret of things. It's really 3 questions that get you going. You know, what's your concern? What concerns you about that which you have a concern about? You know, like if your house needs to be painted. Okay, good. What's your concern? Well, my house needs to be painted. Well, what concerns you about that, about your house needing to be painted? Well, it looks ugly and it's going to reduce its value. Got it. Now I know what you're concerned about. And then I say, okay, well, listen, what's your ultimate goal for me here today? And then they tell you what they're going to what they want to walk away with. So you're getting interest. By asking those questions, you're developing that rapport and you're all there. And then conviction is your presentation. And in your presentation, you have to bring out emotion, and then they'll have a desire to do business with you, and then you just have to close, which is just asking for the order. So you need to be expert in all these things, all the aspects of this. And just there. Eventually, you're going to be able to do everything else. But step 1 of getting you as a valuable asset to the place that you're looking for employ, or even the place that you are right now, is not to become average at anything. You know, you're not looking for a satisfied customer. You're not, and your customer at this point is your employer. You don't want a satisfied customer. A satisfied customer, remember this, is 1 millimeter above unsatisfied. You know, you're just that close. You know, that's like the baseline. That's the bottom. I mean, that's where you're starting there. It's like we expect you to satisfy customers. No, by being an expert in these things, by being able to create rapport immediately, by having awesome, interesting questions that lead them to imagine and think about their outcome. And then for you to be able to present in a way that gets them excited about doing business with you. And then knowing how to close. And the close we get there is really easy. It kind of falls in your lap once you do that. By doing everything right and by practicing those things and reading books and finding out where you want to go or where you want to work. And if they have those things. So if you go to a place, so here's the thing. Let's say you go to a place and you're looking, they have it's a siding place. I don't know why I was thinking about siding. So it's a siding place. Yes, it's great. Roofing and siding, that's what we do. And you go there and you could share with them your expert skills in sales and all this stuff. And they say, great, well, we need you to knock doors. That's not a fit for you, because you're not doing marketing. You're not doing the admin. You're not having to keep track of all the people that you went to and give good big reports and do meetings. No, I'm an expert at sales. And if they don't have the processes in place, very good. When you're all set, I'm with you. But this way you get to choose. But it starts by you being an expert. So remember this. When you're managing your own career and your own life right now, this is your business too. You have marketing, how am I going to get this job? You have administration. You're keeping track of everything that's going on in your CRM system, your personal CRS system, your personal follow-up program. Production, the production is actually doing the work and keeping yourself accountable. And then, of course, sales, getting in front of. This is your business as an individual. This is their business as a company. If you manage this stuff better than they manage that stuff, it's not a good fit. But if they manage their stuff better than you're doing your stuff, baby, you'll fit in like a glove. You do that today, you're going to make it your best day ever. You're the best. I'm the Deej. Let's go get them today. Hey guys, here's the recap. You know, every sales call you have to recap what you did. So I'm recapping the video that I just made, and because I'm the fly by the seat type of guy, it's a million things that I forgot, and so I'll share them here right now, like a bonus. But it's every time I have to do it, so it's not like a bonus. It's like a normal thing. By the way, fly by the seat of your pants, here's a bit of trivia. It actually came from like airline pilots when they were just starting learning how to fly and all that stuff. You feel things in your butt. And so you're literally flying by the seat of your pants. Isn't that cool? I don't know why that's so fun. Anyhow, in terms of the self-employed nation and you taking control over your life and your sales career, there are things that you can bring to a position that people kind of don't expect, but you know you need it. And so, you know, the first thing is the mindset that you're going to take care of business yourself. And by that, I mean, I said earlier, you know, when I talk about the, you know, MAPS, marketing, administration, production, and sales, and that your job is just sales. That is at the beginning, and that's where you want to find. You want them to be responsible for your leads. But that doesn't mean that it's always going to be that way. And ultimately, you want to get to the place where you don't even want their leads, where you do it yourself. And again, I'm big with books. Read them all. And read them till you get to the point where you're like, oh, dang, they just keep rehashing stuff. And once you get to that point, it's okay. And then start writing them yourself and go from there and keep notes. But one of them, whenever you get a book that has yellow pages, you know you're in good standing here. So Guerrilla Marketing, what's this guy's name? J. Conrad Levinson. By the way, everything's on the Tube of Eunice now too, so you can just watch YouTube and get stuff. But read books and you can highlight and all that stuff. But very quickly, once you get out there in the world, you want to employ some easy, inexpensive, next to free types of ways to get more leads. You know, the company that you're with is spending a lot of money getting those leads. And the ones you want to approach to see about employment are the ones that you know get leads for people. And then what they do is they'll get you one, and then you're at one house or at one area, but each one of those people that are living somewhere generally have two houses, you know, on the side of them and like maybe a house across the street or something like that. And those are ones that you can approach by yourself and create those self-generated leads just by knocking on those doors with the perfect line. Hey, I'm literally right next door doing something for the Ishkabibble over here and wanted to see if you might have the same needs that we're doing here. They could say yes, they could say no, but it's not like you're out there canvassing. You're actually there for a reason. 1, 2, 3 more sales like that you can generate yourself per month. You're in the top echelon and you did nothing. You did nothing. So how do you find the companies that you know do marketing? And just so you know, what these people are paying, these window companies or roofing companies or foundation repair or siding, flooring, any kind of home service, bathroom remodel, with all their advertising, their leads are pretty much about $300 to $350 a lead that they're giving you. So if they give you 10 a week, or if they give you 10 a week, that's $3,500. You know, they want to give it to people that are doing some action. That's why it's so expensive. They have so much churn because they stop giving the new people that need to learn all the stuff that you've got through experience. they get rid of those very quickly and they spin them. This is why it's so good for you. So you can be really great with this. But ultimately, you're going to get your own leads anyhow. So how do you find those companies? Well, you go into your mailbox and you see who's advertising. Because you know these people are paying a lot of money for these leads. So here's one. Anytime you see a window sale, you're right here. Here's bathrooms. You want to get that. So you, on the weekends, just go through your mail. These are your people that you're going to call. Here's Window Nation. They're advertising over here. Here's getnewbath.com. Boom, and there's the guy's name. You're going to call that number, and you're going to say, hey, I wonder if you can help me. My name's Dan. I'm looking to see if you guys are hiring in my area. Who would be the person I need to talk to? See you later, potato. And you're in. By the way, I had 2 new successes this week. Here, Leaf Filter. Here's another one. If they're advertising like this, and the ones on TV, forget about it. Look, they're all over the place. You want to do basements. You want to do garages. You want to do resurfacing. I mean, these are all free for the taking. I met a garage guy. All he does is, you ever get those garages and they put that kind of speckly stuff on the garage and then they build it up, they put shelves and stuff there. $350,000 a year the guy's earning. $350,000 a year selling garages. Blinds, forget about it. This is your space and it's your place if you treat it like it's your own business. And so that's what I'm encouraging that you do. And start by grabbing a book and learning how to become an expert in sales. Follow me. Do whatever you have to do. Follow a million other people. But in the home service world, and you're above 50 or 60, you're my guy. Or gal. Talk to you soon. Take it easy.